Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Karen's Kitchen. Sorry I'm a little late, but I was trying to get, there's Erlene. I was trying to get everything ready and trying to do two things at once, and I just wasn't getting everything done. I was trying to decorate my tree, and I had to come in here, and I thought, well, I better stop on that. I didn't quite get it completely done, but hi, good to see you. Welcome. And then I decided to come in here and do what I need to do. There's my daughter. And thank you for everybody for coming in. When Alexis was on, I didn't know how long she was going to be on. I thought, boy, she's going to be on a while, then I'll be really late in here. Well, I'm a few minutes late, but you know, it's better late than never. As you can see, I got some banana here I was trying to mash up. So, welcome to everybody coming in. This here, I've got this ready with. I've got to sift my flour and stuff, so that's why it's here. And I'll tell you what I'm doing as I'm doing it. You broke down and bought a wreath for the front door. I've had a wreath. I've got a couple of them, and I had to choose which one I wanted to put on the front door. Yeah, wreaths are pretty, really. Mine's got pine cones and that on it, and the holly berries. So I put that up there. The other one I've got it says peace. Hi, good to see you. Welcome, Vanita. Good to see you. You saw me yesterday. I have a beautiful voice. I didn't do it. What did I do yesterday? I wasn't doing anything yesterday except just doing a Periscope yesterday. I didn't really even come in here except for church. I don't know. Anyway, good to see everybody in here. And I'm sorry, like I said, I apologize. I'm a little late. But, oh, you love carrots? Oh, my singing. Oh, yes, yes. Well, I didn't show myself on camera, but I was singing for the praise songs. Yes, yes. Oh, you got rid of the Christmas decorations last while back, so bought one. Well, you know, I don't think it hurts to have a few decorations up, as long as you don't go overboard. All I got is a wreath on the door, an nativity scene sitting by the Christmas tree, and that's basically it. Plus that's it. Everything else is up in the attic, and I'm not going up there to get it down. So I do buy a Christmas bear every year, but it's sitting on the couch as long as the dogs leave it alone. But anyway, I'm going to get this started. Good afternoon. What you see here is I've got flour in here. I've got I'm going to tell you what I've got in here. I've got my Sift together, my flour, my baking soda, baking powder, salt, and cinnamon. And I want you to sift it. And this makes a real good sifter, shaking it back and forth. So I'm going to show you what I do to now. Don't laugh at me because this works for me. It may not work for you, but you do what works. This I just shake it back and forth, and it sifts it right out. It sifts everything together. And this is the batter bowl, by the way. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Oh, yeah, this apron was given to me by Alex Agape Love. If everybody knows who he is, he periscopes once in a while. I'm getting everything else, but in the bowl. I'm gonna do it this way. And he sent it to me. He thought I could use the nice new apron, so I really appreciate that. So I'm glad that he did, and you know it's my favorite apron of all. And you know you do what works. Everybody seems to like it. Go ahead. This is really sifted nice. Any lumps, you get everything. Gets everything out, but the lumps, and then I just throw the lumps away. Basically, what's left is lumps, and I'm going to throw them away. That's basically everything's in there now, so I'm going to throw this away. Okay. Because I had my, I use cardamom instead of cinnamon, but you can see there's specks in here, and that's the cardamom. See how that's sifted? Sifted really nice. Okay. Now, stir in the milk, and I've got to see how much milk I need. Let's see. 1 teaspoon of, okay. 1 cup of almond milk. Okay, that's simple enough. I gotta find my 1 cup measure. Well, I'm not sure where I put that now. Well, that's my 2 cup. Must have used my 1 cup measure this morning, and maybe I washed it and didn't. Well, I know what I'll do. I just use my 2 cup my 1 cup measure has got carrots in it. That's where it's at. So I'm just going to use my 2 cup and just fill it up to 1. You can do that too. You know, just put 1 cup in it. I forgot it had carrots in it. Okay. I got to remember to stop at 1 cup, because if you start putting that all in there, that's going to be too much. Whoa. This is a new carton, and it either wants to come out fast or come out real slow. Okay, there we go. All right, I'll put this back. I'll move that back so it doesn't fall on the floor. That would be a fine kettle of fish if it did. Okay. There. Okay, now it says stir in the milk, the nut butter. Well, I've got to get my peanut butter. I didn't make it this time. I'm just going to use what I have in the store. I'll just use my Skippy this time, because I didn't make any peanut butter. So I'm gonna put this milk in here, and I'll just still go ahead and stir it in. Oh, see, that's gonna make real thick. It's gonna be thick, but you got to add more to it. Because you want your bread batter kind of thick anyway. Okay, now I've got to see how much peanut butter I need. See, 6 tablespoons of nut butter. Well, that isn't very much. I have a 2 tablespoon one that I like to use. It's not a Pampered Chef, but I like to use it because I only have to measure out just a few times with it. I think I found it. Yeah, here it is. Stuff for my grater falling in. Okay. It says 6 tablespoons of nut butter. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'll take a spoon to put in with this. Instead of dipping this in there, I think it'd be more kosher. I'll just use a spoon like this to put it in here. I'll get it all a mess anyway. So that's 2. And I need 6. I've never made carrot bread before, so this is going to be interesting. This is going to really be interesting how good this is going to taste. I have no idea. I've never heard of carrot bread. When I was talking to somebody at Walmart, they said, "Wow, I've never heard of carrot bread, carrot cake or whatever like that, you know." But I've never heard of carrot bread. Well, as usual, I got this on Pinterest. I'm always finding recipes on Pinterest. So, pretty much. There's my 6 cups. Or 6 cups. Oh boy, that's a lot. 6 tablespoons. We're kind of, I don't know what your weather is. We're a little warmed up today. We're a little cloudy. It's been a little rainy. So, poor Carmen, she's getting anxious to go back out and walk again, but I just won't walk in the rain. So she went to the front door this morning, was whining that she wanted me to take her out, but I didn't want to let her go out in the front. All right, now it says the milk, the nut butter, the maple syrup. Let me see, I've got to have a little bit of maple syrup in here, and I'm just 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Okay, and I can't, see, here's my maple syrup. I'm going to have to use this again. I'll just put it right here. And I love this maple syrup. Oh, got some spinach or something stuck on there. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'll put the lid on this, and I'm going to put this away so it doesn't get broken or anything. All right, now let me go back to my recipe here. All right, maple syrup, the vanilla. Okay, there isn't much vanilla I need for this. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay. And everybody knows these are the adjustable spoons from Pampered Chef. Back there. And let's see what else it calls for. And mashed banana. Okay, and what this is 2 mashed bananas I've got here. They were really, really ripe. And that, to me, the ones that are mashed the best are the real, real ripe. I just took a fork this time. I mean, they have brown spots on the peeling. I thought, well, these are good enough to use. So now I've got to stir this all in here. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. Okay. Hold on, I don't want to forget my carrot, but my dog's looking at me, and I've got to make sure I and then gently stir in the grated carrot. Okay. And it says and nuts. I didn't get any nuts out, but nuts are optional anyway. But I might put a little bit of nuts in it. I have to measure them out. Okay. You can see see with all that maple syrup and everything, it made it a little more smoother now. Now I'm going to put my 1 cup of grated carrot in here. So this will probably, like what Alexa said, it'll be a lot like your zucchini bread. You put it in a loaf pan. It's going to be totally different. I know that. I've never made anything like this before. And let's see how much it takes in nuts. Let me go back here. 2 cups of chopped walnuts or pecans. Okay, I'll get some walnuts. I think I got some chopped walnuts in the refrigerator. I keep them in the refrigerator because it's a lot better for them. Oh, I got some pecans here. I guess I can use these. Well, no, wait a minute. Let's see. Wait a minute. Okay. Let me see where my walnuts are. I think I've got them. Hold on. I'm disorganized here, but I think they're in the refrigerator here. I only got a little bit. I better use my pecans because I got more pecans. Oops! A bottle of water fell right on the floor, but it was just a plastic bottle. I'm going to sit it up here. My dogs are coming in here to see what has happened. Okay, let me get my pecans out here. I think this is a new bag. Yeah, it's a new bag. I'm going to have to tear it open. No, you can't have these. Okay, and it says 2 cups. So I'm going to use this on this side, and I'll just there. Let's put it over this. I happen to have more pecans than I do walnuts. I keep buying pecans, but not for some reason I don't buy too many walnuts. These are already chopped. I like to buy them already chopped up. As you can see, they're chopped up. Makes it a lot simpler that you don't have to bother chopping them up yourself. And the reason I keep these in the refrigerator because they'll go rancid if they're sitting out, and moths like to get into them. And I've ruined a lot of nuts that way. So I keep them in the refrigerator. They don't touch them. So and they stay fresh that way. There we go. All right, now. All right. Wow, look at this batter. Woo! Doesn't this batter look awesome? Can you see it? Wow, look at this batter. I've got to put it in my pan, but this is what the batter looks like. Just like that. And I've got my oven lit already. It's heating up right now at 350. They say for about 45 minutes, 45 to 52 minutes. But this being a convection oven, I don't think I need to have it in there that long. I'm going to go with 35. And if it needs a little bit more time, I can always add extra time to it. It's best to do that because I don't want to burn it. So I'll be talking to you for a little while. But that's lower than most of them. Most of them are 55, 60 minutes. So now I'm going to take it and put it in my loaf pan here. Wow. Gonna fill it right up too. Look at this. And I didn't put any parchment paper. What I did is I greased it with coconut oil. I prefer coconut oil when I grease it in my containers. They work so much better. Let me get my spatula here. I'll use this one. Everybody knows I love this big spatula. I use this a lot. This is my go-to spatula. This kind of helps clean it out a little bit. It's like Alexa said, you want to get every little bit of stuff out of here. You don't want to leave any of it sit. You want to get every bit out. And I'm going to smooth this off. When I get this in here, I'll smooth it off. Okay. Let me just take this spatula and smooth it down. Wow, this is going to be a nice, whoo! It's probably going to go clear over the top. This is in a 350 oven, and we'll see how it's going to come out. On 35 minutes is what I'll set it for. Let me get my dishwasher wipe up here, and then I'll stick this in there. Got a bunch of dishes to do again. That's how my bananas looked. Okay. I'll set it for 35 minutes. This is not the easiest thing to set. Early knows what I'm talking about because it has it. You got to keep pushing it, but it goes. I'll start with 35. Like I said, I'll start with 35, and we'll see how it's going to go. Okay, there we go. Now it's going. Okay, now is everybody still with me? I lost a few, I think. Good to see you. I still have a few people here. Thank you for coming in and being here. This is a bread that I've never made before, so I'm trying it for the first time. I don't know what it's going to taste like. It's kind of interesting to be making a carrot bread, but I thought, well, why not? And in case you're wondering what the recipe is all about, let me give you the recipe right now. It says 2 cups of flour, and you can use all-purpose flour, or you can use whole wheat flour, or gluten-free. If you're gluten-free, you can use that too. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a pinch of salt. Well, I forgot that. It doesn't matter much anyway. A teaspoon of cinnamon, which everybody knows I use cardamom, a half a cup of maple syrup, a cup of almond milk, 6 tablespoons of nut butter, and she uses peanut butter. You could probably use almond butter if you wanted to, I suppose. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 2 medium bananas mashed. 3/4 cups of grated carrot, and I just had 1 or 2 carrots and grated them. And then 2 cups of chopped walnuts. That's exactly, or pecans. I put pecans in it, so that's what it calls for. So there, we're going to see how this comes out. It's something new. I'm just hoping it tastes good. It looks good, let's put it that way. Bananas in it with carrot and everything. You know, it's all healthy. Good for you. What's everybody's weather doing today? Are you having snow? Are you having rain? Are you, what kind of temperatures are you having? Because I know it gets real cold in places this time of year right now. I mean, we're... Oh, thank you. I wasn't going to come in, but then I decided, well, I might as well, because I don't do a Friday and Saturday scope, not a cooking scope anyway. 50 feels like 45. Well, there, you see, you're almost having spring weather. I think We must be in the 50s today too, but it's a little on the cloudy side. My daughters have been having a lot of wind. 75 in Miami. Wow, that's really nice. That's awesome. I can remember when we had 75, 80 degrees here. In the 30s there, Arlene's got it in the 30s. Oh, yeah, you're in Michigan. You're probably going to get some snow again, it sounds like. Hopefully we won't get any snow. Welcome, Nikki. Good to see you. Right now, like I said, I think we're in the 40s or 50s. I haven't checked the temperature, and I can't check the temperature now with my phone on Periscope. But I don't know what the temperature really is right now. It seems a little warm, so I took the dog's sweaters off for now. Yeah, I do, but I don't because that's a hectic day on Friday. You send it my way. I don't want snow or the real cold, Erdine. I know it's going to get there anyway. I don't like doing, there's Alexis. Yeah, I've got everything in the oven already, Alexis. I don't like doing Fridays. It's kind of hectic for me. So and if you didn't see Alexis' scope, go in there and watch her scope. Now I don't eat lamb chops, but she fixed those for her and her mom. And she's going to be doing a scope later, she said, possibly a live nativity scene scope. So those are beautiful. You're done. Oh, you did your dinner and dishes. Wow. You're really fast, Alexis. Well, I was a little late in coming in here because I was trying to get everything prepared. I was decorating my tree, and time goes so fast. I had to get ornaments for it and want to get some ribbon to wrap around it. And I got a tree topper, but unfortunately the tree top it's top heavy, so I have to use a bow. Oh, good. Yeah, if you get a good connection. You didn't eat lamb when you ate? No, I never did either. Lamb, it can be quite strong. The strongest meat I ever had when I had meat was rabbit. And boy, was that ever strong, because my dad, when I lived with my dad, he used to go hunting for rabbit. He'd clean the rabbit and then I'd fix it. Oh my goodness, that stuff was strong. It really, really was. So I did not want to eat too much of that. Very strong. And I guess that lamb can be too, or veal can be also strong as well. But since Alexis just came in and John came in, you want to know what's in this? You can't remember eating rabbit. I distinctly remember eating rabbit because I was living with my dad at the time, and he did a lot of hunting for rabbit. And I remember him coming home and cleaning it, and I had to fix it and eat it, and I just did not like the taste. I was willing to try it to see what it tastes like, but boy, is it strong. Wow. And I don't think we had rabbit too much after that. I don't think he really liked it either. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. But he didn't. I don't remember him eating rabbit too often anyway. He didn't hunt all that much, but he was an avid hunter. He was an avid fisherman. So I remember he would we would go to Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We'd take my grandmother along, and she always told my dad, because that was her son, she said, you go out and catch the fish and you clean him. She says, I'll fix him. And she did, because I'd eat a lot of fish. He'd catch the pike. He would catch bluegill. We'd eat a lot of bluegill. We'd eat the pike too, catch whatever he could. I mean, there was even turtles in the lake. Somebody had caught a huge snapping turtle, and they had to keep that snapping turtle in a garbage can, and they told people, don't raise that lid up because that thing could come up there and snap at you. We just, we were so young, we had to go see what that snapping turtle looked like. I thought the thing was going to come after me. I lift the lid up. Boy, you never saw me run so fast in my life. I put that lid back down and I ran because I didn't want that snapping turtle getting me. I was what you kind of, I had to test my limits. I had to test it, and I just had to see what they would see if it was really, really true. You know how young people are? You don't always listen to your peers, they tell you something not to do, and you do it anyway. Well, boy, I'll tell you that snapping turtle would have taken a bite out of me for sure if I didn't run real fast. Thank goodness the snapping turtle didn't get anywhere near me, but boy, if he could have run real fast, I'm sure he would have taken a chunk out of me, and it would have been awful. It would have really been awful. But I remember somebody caught that. It was a great big huge owl. That thing was mammoth. I can't really remember the size of it, but it was a big snapping turtle that somebody had caught in that lake. They'd been trying to catch it for the longest time. Oh, and turtle. If you've never had turtle, I've had turtle. And I think they took that turtle and they cooked it, cleaned it and everything. It has 7 different kinds of meat, believe it or not. It has chicken, it has beef. I'm not sure exactly whichever kind, but it was actually good. Actually, I had never had turtle where it had 7 different flavors of meat in one animal. It was awesome, but there was a lot of meat there on that snapping turtle, you know. But I did go with my dad quite often because I lived with him. We went to, like I said, we went on the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We stayed for a couple weeks in this one place he always went. We rented a cabin, and of course it was this was primitive, I'll tell you. You had no restrooms in the cabin. You had to go to the outhouse. So my grandmother and I, we made sure that we went together in the outhouse, and we used a flashlight. And I tell you, we were scared because there's raccoons and everything in the woods because the outhouse was in the woods. And we would try to go to the outhouse before it got dark. But if it got dark, we'd make sure we had a good flashlight because I wasn't about to go back to that outhouse without a flashlight of some sort because it would have been terrible. You know, I was scared to death. And we had problems there when we went in Michigan. If you didn't fasten the yeah, spiders, absolutely. But they had problem. The caretakers of the cabins had problems with raccoons getting into the garbage because you put and they could actually get the lids off the garbage can and tip the garbage cans over. So they had to start fastening the garbage cans down to the cabins. One night we hadn't quite gone to sleep yet, and we were laying there talking, and all of a sudden a raccoon got into the garbage in our cabin. What a mess. Oh my goodness, it was terrible. Garbage strewn all, and this was before they fastened it down. What a mess. Garbage all over the place, because they'll get into it and they'll eat anything. But he made a big racket, and I says, well, there's a raccoon out there. We weren't about to go out there and do anything with that raccoon. Let me tell you, those things are dangerous. They are very, very dangerous. I know when I was still married on the farm, we had raccoons in the area we lived at out on the farm. And my husband at the time, he had a bin. It was called a Quonset hut, but you could store grain in that. And he had a kind of he had some wood in front where he put the grain, and behind a raccoon had gotten in there with her babies, and he was trying to get her out of there. You do not mess with a mother raccoon. She's like a bear that has new babies. She did not want him. I tell you, I have never seen a man run so doggone fast. It was running, so it had climbed up the wall. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. And my husband at the time, he ran so fast that that raccoon started going after him. Oh my goodness, I told him, I said, you don't mess with that raccoon and her babies, because he wanted to get her out of there. And she started chasing after him. He didn't know what else to do. You know, he just, oh my goodness, he's scared to death. Those raccoons are nothing. And we didn't know if she was rabid or not. You know, and I told him, you better leave her alone. Because I never saw a man run so fast in my life. You know, I told him, I said, you're playing with fate. Oh, are they really? We had a lot of possums around there, too. I'd open up the door at night to go to feed the cats or call the cats in or something, and I'd see a possum there, and their eyes would just glare at you. Yeah, they are aggressive. They're like mother bears that have new babies, and you don't want to mess with them. And I told him, don't mess with her. She's going to come after you. And boy, she sure did. Yeah, I'm sure they will. But he knew that not to let that raccoon anywhere near him. So, oh man, it was funny to watch him take off. I mean, it's funny to watch him run anyway, but to see him take off, and my daughter might remember that he took off running as fast as he could because of that raccoon. Oh my goodness! I mean, I can tell tales of when we lived on the farm. We had a nice farm. We did have a lot of cats, But unfortunately, they were not spayed, when they were not neutered, so we ended up having inbred. Well, when you have inbred cats, you have a problem. We kept getting cats and cats and cats. And they kept dying on us. They can, yes, the raccoons can have rabies, and we were not sure if it did or not. Yes, they certainly can. Yeah, they can have rabies. So you got to be very, very careful of them. They're very aggressive. We found that out. He didn't know how aggressive the mother raccoon would be. I mean, her babies were so cute, and she looked so cuddly with her babies. But boy, I tell you, when she took after him, she wasn't so cuddly anymore. But they are very, very aggressive. You don't mess with them. It's like mess with a mother bear. You see a mother bear and her cubs, you better not chase her or her cubs. You better leave her alone, because she's going to protect her babies. And that's what she was doing. She did not want him to touch her babies. She did not know. So she was coming after him with her, that's an instinct that they have, that they're going to protect themselves. They're not going to let you harm them. But I said we had a lot of cats on the farm. There was one favorite cat that we had that I loved, but she ended up getting shut into one of his grain bins. He didn't know she had gotten in there, and he closed her in there, and she had died. She was a calico. She was a beautiful cat, and she ended up dying. We had a Siamese cat. We also had a pure white cat. And I don't know what happened to that white cat. To this day, I don't know. We kept the cat in the house. We did let him out to go to the bathroom. The next thing we knew, he came up missing. We don't know if he ran off. We don't know if somebody took him or what. He was the most beautiful white cat. Just gorgeous. And we kept him in the house because we didn't, although we did live up a long lane. I don't know how anybody would have known we had the cat unless they'd have seen him come there or something. I don't know. But he came up missing, and to this day, we do not know what happened to him. We do not know if somebody took him, if he ran off, if he got killed. One problem we did have in the wintertime, and maybe some of you can relate to this. In the wintertime, a cat will climb into the engine of a car to keep warm, and you don't particularly know they're there. I didn't, because we had no place to, hi, good to see you, welcome. We had no places to store our cars. They had to sit out in the wintertime. So therefore, the cats would climb up into the engine to keep warm. The minute you start the, yeah, I think so too. I really do. But when a cat gets up in the engine like that, the minute you start the car up, you're gonna kill them. And I did once, and I felt so bad because I didn't know the cat was there. You don't know who would think to raise the hood up on your car in the wintertime to see if the cat's in there. I didn't think. I was going to the store or something, and it fell out, and it really upset me. But it was trying to keep warm. So after that, we decided, well, we got our shed. We'll just shut them in the shed, take them out there, and feed them out there, because it's not uncommon there in Indiana to have winds, 30, 40 mile an hour winds, below zero winds. Yeah, I never thought to look at all. We lost quite a few cats that way because they got up in the engine. We never thought to look. We always thought that they wouldn't get up in there, but they did everything they could to keep warm. So I'd shut them out in the shed, and we'd feed them out there, and boy, it was cold to go out there and feed them. It was well below zero because, like I said, it wasn't uncommon there in northern Indiana, LaPorte County, Indiana, to get minus 30 degrees. It was freezing. I mean, it was terrible. And snow, oh man, snow, it could almost get up to your windows. It was that bad. It was really, really, because we had snow one night when we still had corn in the field. I think it was a foot of snow on the ground. That was horrible. And his parents had come for a visit, and they couldn't go home because of the snow. Yeah, they are. They did keep the mice away. That was one thing they did. They did keep the mice away. I will admit that. But to lose them like that in the engine of a car, or just the fact that they were inbred, because sons would breed the mothers and stuff like that, or their other sisters. It doesn't, they didn't matter. And dogs will do the same thing if you don't watch it. You can have inbred, and that's where you get into a problem. Back at that time, we never thought about getting them spayed or neutered, which I wish now I had. But on the farm, I didn't think about it, because a lot of strays came around there, and we just left them there because they were good mousers. We had one cat. It was my daughter's favorite cat, and I think it was a tiger kitty. I don't know what she named it. Yeah, that's true. That's right. But we had a cat that was it was my daughter's cat. She loved that cat. Well, for some unknown, and I don't know where this, I think it was a Doberman had come on our property. I don't know if somebody had dropped it off or what have you. But this Doberman had come on our property, and it loved cats. Well, I tied the Doberman up because I didn't want the Doberman chasing the cat. And we told our kids, do not untie her because she's going to hit the cats. Well, my son, being as young as he was going to tempt fate. So what does he do? He unties the dog. So she goes over to the tree where the cat was, and she knew the cat was up there. She went up to that tree, waited for the cat to come down, and she got it. And we just were literally devastated. My daughter cried and cried and cried because that was her cat. And the dog got that cat. Well, that dog was a stray, so I took it and left it out in the middle of nowhere. It probably found its way home. I don't know, but I wasn't going to do anything else to it. I just took it somewhere and drove it and just got rid of it. Because it was a stray on my place. Somebody dropped it off, so I figured, well, I don't want the thing. It's terrorizing the cats, and that's what they'll do. Unless you have dogs and cats that are pretty much puppies and kittens that grow up together, they're not going to get along because they don't like each other. Dogs and cats have never liked each other. So for me to have cats, these dogs probably wouldn't like it. The cats wouldn't like it either. My son's got cats. Well, the cat doesn't really like the dog very well. He tolerates her, but he kind of tries to avoid her as much as possible too. He won't go anywhere near her because she's an Alaskan Husky and he's a little tiger kitty. So she knows her. She's pretty powerful, I'll tell you. But if you haven't got a cat and a dog that have grown up together, you're going to have problems. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. I'm going to go over this recipe now. The people are coming. More people are coming in. I'll go over this recipe as to what I put into this. It's got a little more than 15 minutes to go. This is 2 cups of flour, and I used all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a pinch of salt, which I forgot the salt, but that's okay. This thing's almost out of battery too, so I got to be careful. A teaspoon of cinnamon, which I use cardamom, a half a cup of maple syrup, a cup of almond milk, 6 tablespoons of nut butter, and I use peanut butter, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 2 medium bananas mashed, and they were really, really ripe, 3/4 cup of grated carrot, and I grated them before I came in here. Boy, what a mess they made. a lot of mess to clean up, but I got it cleaned up. And 2 cups of chopped walnuts, which I like to buy walnuts already chopped, so I just measured them out. Or pecans. Plus more for topping, but I'm not putting it on the topping because they're going to go in the bread. But I'm going to shut this off for right now because it's losing its battery. But anyway, that's what's in there. It's a very simple recipe. I've never had carrot bread. I've had carrot cake. And you could probably make muffins out of it. Different things, but I've never had carrot bread. But like Alexa said, well, it's probably like your zucchini bread. It's made in a loaf, but it's a lot moister. It's not probably, it'll look like a loaf of bread, but it's not. I don't know if what it's gonna taste like until it comes out. But we'll soon find out. It's got 13 minutes to go, a little more than 13 minutes to go, and I'm gonna get this out while I'm thinking about it. But this is a recipe I found on Pinterest. You know me and Pinterest. Seems like I love that. I love that. Every time I get up done in the morning and I read my Bible and I watch Alexis's Scope if she's on during the week. Of course, I was in there today, so I won't have to watch the replay. Hi, Linda. Good to see you. You'll have to watch the replay to see how I made this. I can tell you what's in here, but my battery's almost shot on my iPad. I could charge it up, but I think the battery that I charge up my phone up with is got to be charged too. So it's a simple recipe. I love going on Pinterest and looking for recipes. After I get done reading my Bible in the morning, the first thing I like to do is go on Pinterest to see if I can find anything for that day. Oh, you got no sleep last night? Oh, it's always good to get your rest then, isn't it? Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. I did not know that. Yes, I saw there was Mama Bear Alaska. Is that what you said, Mama? No, I don't know who she was, though. I know there's a Papa Bear Alaska that I don't follow him, but he does come into one of the scopes one of the people that I follow, he comes into her scopes once in a while. But does anybody know who she was? Somebody had mentioned that. I think they had done a Periscope about her or something. I don't know her personally. I never met her or anything. I didn't meet her. Oh, was it his wife? Oh, my goodness. I was wondering about that when somebody had said Mama Bear Alaska. I was wondering maybe if that was his wife. Oh, does anybody know what really happened? Was she sick? And I don't think he's that old either, is he? Because I thought he was kind of on the younger side, although I don't really watch his periscopes. Oh, cancer. Oh, my goodness. That's too bad. Oh, man. Well, that cancer is really bad. You know, the holidays for him are going to be very, very hard to take. When you haven't got your loved one there, it is sad. You know, and you got Christmas coming up, and now he loses his wife. That's just horrible. You know, it is what it is. We know we don't live forever, you know, but cancer takes so many lives, just so many lives. And it's just crazy. But, you know, it is what it is. But I did not know that person at all. And like I said, I've only seen him on scopes that I go into. I didn't follow him. But when I saw that Mama Bear Alaska, I thought maybe it might have been his wife. But I wasn't sure. That's why I asked. You know, that's a shame. Yeah. And she just passed away on the weekend, didn't she? Did she just pass away about Thursday, Friday, or something like that? I remember seeing it up on, because people had done periscopes, I think, on Friday about it. So, you know, it's devastating. You know, we never know from, Thursday. We never know from one day to the next, you know, if we're going to wake up the next morning, you know. And he, you know, I feel sorry for him, because now instead of celebrating the holidays coming up, he's got to go and plan a funeral now for his wife. It just doesn't make sense. It's so heartbreaking. It really, really is. I know others have passed away on Periscope too. I know Alexis talked about somebody that she was following, I think from France, that had passed away. Well, I didn't know who the person was, only in passing, for her mentioning the person's name. Oh, he does. Oh, I've never been to Alaska. I think he probably does. Oh, you do follow him, but it's a shame that it had to happen. But you know, it is what it is. God bless him, and I hope that he gets through this okay. It's devastating when you have a loved one that you love dearly and you lose them. A friend of mine in my church, she used to be a member of my church. She lives in Nevada now. She lost her husband in August. So she said this Christmas is going to be one of the worst Christmases for her because she doesn't have him anymore. So I don't know how she's going to cope. You know, I follow her on Facebook, and she talked about it on Facebook. She had gone to work one day, and he had laid down to go to sleep, and when she came home, he was already gone. So, oh, it spread. Oh my goodness, breast cancer that spread to her liver. Oh, wow. You know, that's terrible. Yeah, it's devastating how much cancer takes people's lives. It's horrible. Like I said, we almost lost my daughter-in-law back in 2012. She came darn close. She had stage 3, and we almost lost her. You're right, Linda. You don't know when it's your time. And we thought in 2012 at Christmas time, because Christmas was always a happy time, but that year on Christmas Day, my daughter-in-law would look like death warmed over. She just had chemotherapy a couple days before that. She was not feeling well, and it was her last chemotherapy treatment. So she was laying on the couch sleeping, and we thought we were going to lose her because she came so close. She had something like 27 lymph nodes removed, which is quite a few. She's in remission. She is to not come back. She keeps having different tests done. She has mammograms done. now, and different tests to make sure that it's not coming back. But man, it was real scary, because she's more or less the cog in the wheel to hold our family together. I know my son would be devastated, and so would the kids. And I would even be devastated, because she's the one that, like I said, she brings the family together. She holds everybody together. You know, she's the one that plans the meals for Christmas and Thanksgiving, you know. And it's enjoyable being over there. And if we'd have lost her, it would have been terrible for us too. But like I said, it's something that nobody's ever going to know when it's our time. We just have to be ready, you know, and do everything we can to try to keep that stuff from happening, because cancer can strike anybody. Oh my goodness, and she was healthy. Wow. You know, isn't that something? Healthy. Yes, he does. God does heal, but sometimes he chooses not to. And that's just the point. He chose to heal my daughter-in-law. Now, she doesn't have a lot of hair on her head, because she had her head completely shaved off with the chemotherapy. She started losing her hair. She didn't like the fact that she had very little hair, so she had my grandson shave her all off, and she was completely bald. Then she started wearing wigs. She got tired of wearing those, so she'd come to church without a wig, because she was kind of self-conscious about, you know, being bald. So she'd come to church with a wig on. I told her, I said, you look good either way. You don't have to worry about it. We're not going to condemn you because you're bald, because we knew what you went through. But she's looking real good. Her hair's getting a little bit longer in the back. It's not so much at the top, because right up here on the top is where it's really thinned out, and it's not really growing back like it should. She's really devastated about that her hair's not growing back. But you know, come to find out, and you need to check into this. If you know of anybody on family members that are on chemotherapy, you check into this. There was a chemical in one of those chemicals that she was taking for chemotherapy that caused her to lose all the root system in her hair, and her hair will not grow back it destroyed the root system. So there you go. She had to have 6 chemotherapy treatments. $15,000 a treatment. Can you imagine that? And I'm thinking to myself, what in the world would possess them to charge that much for a chemotherapy treatment? Are they worth that much? My goodness, I can't believe it. $15,000 a treatment. So that means $90,000 it costs them for chemotherapy. Yes, that's what I've heard it can. That's what and we told her that she should have asked us. I would have told her, please don't take chemotherapy. Yes, I know. And I would have told her, I would suggest you don't take chemotherapy, you know, because it's not. Now Leslie Nance, those of you that followed Leslie Nance when she was on Periscope, she's a cancer survivor. She did not have chemotherapy. She went on, I think, I don't know if she had radiation or what she had, but she did not have the chemotherapy treatments, and she's a 6 or 7 year cancer survivor, and it's never come back. It can be done, but some people choose not to do it that way. Oh yeah. It can, but the thing of it is, their insurance only covered so much of it, and they had to pay the rest out of their pocket. You know, and that's what hurts. And I don't know if they're still paying on or not, because that was 2012. They may still be paying on for all I know, but can you $90,000 for chemotherapy treatments? When I heard that, I was shocked. I thought, oh my goodness, that is crazy. That is the kind of stuff that the doctors will get out of you, and they know they can get it, because you know they make a bold statement. Well, if you take this chemotherapy, you're going to live longer. You know, it'll help you, but it doesn't really. It doesn't really, like somebody said, it can make you die quicker. It doesn't always help, but it did her. Thank goodness, she's still with us, and so I'm glad that she is. But we got to be so careful, and I'm hoping and praying that I never get cancer. I could get it very easily, because my father died of it, my mother died of it, and I could get it very easily. But thankfully I haven't. Canola oil? Real? I did not know that. I did not know that. I did not know that. I don't really take that, but you know, you know, you like to try to do anything you can. Oh, not canola. You said cannabis oil? Well, anyway, I like to do natural treatments for stuff like that. Oh, cannabis pot oil. Huh. I don't think I'd even try that, but okay. I thought that's what you said, that kind of hot cannabis oil. But anyway, I would try something natural. I've been trying to do natural means for a lot of things. You know, there are holistic doctors out there, but it's finding them. Because most of the doctors you come across now, they're not holistic doctors. So they're going to do everything they can to keep you sick. Because they'll prescribe one medication after another. And if you take one medication, it's supposed to counteract another one. And basically it just keeps going on and on and on. Oh, yeah, it would make you high, all right. Oh, National Brownie Day. Well, Matthew Vick, thank you for telling me National Brownie Day. You keep up on that. That's right. He's got an app on his phone that tells you what, you know, national this and national that. But anyway, I try to do everything natural means. Like I said, there are some holistic doctors out there, but there's not very many. Immunotherapy, I've heard of that, but I'm not sure exactly what it really entails. But if people would try to do natural remedies, you know, there's actually probably more than likely, when you think about it, there's a cure for cancer. But they're not going to tell you that because they're going to do everything they can to try to keep you sick with all this chemotherapy and all the treatments they got out there. You know, you could do natural means to fight cancer if you really thought about it. Neither helps you. Yeah. Well, there are probably other natural means out there, Linda, to help fight cancer. There's got to be. I'm sure if you Google it, you could find different ways to combat cancer. There's, like I said, there's holistic doctors out there that's what they deal with. Holistic medicine. That's what we all need to get into, holistic medicine. You're right, they do. They want everyone dead, or they want you so sick that you're going to end up relying on them and you're going to go to them when you need to. That's why they do that. It's terrible. They just want to keep you sick. And it's like my ex-husband said. He says, no doctor is going to tell me what to put in my body because I'm going to tell the doctor it's my body, it's not yours. You know, but people will take this medication and say, well, this is what the doctor prescribed for me. The doctor has to know what he's talking about. Not necessarily. They don't all know what they're talking about because they'll give you stuff that you're not good for you. Oh, she lives in Sweden? Oh, good. Oh, that's great, Linda. You helped her out quite a bit then. Okay, I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to get my microwave grips, and we'll check that and see how good it is. I've asked for hot pads for Christmas because I don't have any. Oh, my goodness. Whoa. I think 35 minutes it did it. Oh, and you can see somebody had mentioned to put foil on the bottom. You see I have foil on the bottom of that. Look at that bread. Whoa. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Wow. Let me check this. It should be done. I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to test it, but it should be done. Plenty done. I put it on 35 minutes instead of 45. Oh yeah. See, it's done. It is done. If I'd have put it on 45, I probably would have burned it on top. That's why you can put this on about with this convection oven. You can set it for at least 10 minutes. Lower the time to 10 minutes from what it says. Yeah, it does look good, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to let this cool before. It does. I have never had bread rise like this. It looks awesome. I'm in, and if it tastes good, I'll make this again because it's very simple to make. I mean, I've never heard of carrot bread, but you got bananas in it too. Oh man, look at that. I mean, just look at that. Wow, it rose really high. It really did. I'm surprised it rose as high as it did. Because I put quite a bit in here. Normally it rises about halfway of the bread thing. And this is glass. It sure did. It really did, didn't it? I'm going to let this cool down in this pan before I take it out though before and I will post it on my vegan Facebook page. Probably a slice cut out of it, or I'll show you what it looks like. This looks awesome. It got a little brown here, but that's not that big a deal. It actually came out nice at 35 minutes. It said 45 to 52. So I adjusted the time and I said, well, this is a convection oven. I'll put it on 35. Because you can get by with, like I said, 10 minutes lower than what they say. Because it's a hotter heat, you know, and it distributes it evenly. So look at how it made that. Isn't that awesome? Man, this is the first loaf of bread I've ever made that's risen this high. And there's other breads out there I want to make too, like a double chocolate bread. There's also another zucchini bread. Yeah, it is awesome. It really did. Because like I said, I've never had this good of luck with bread. It usually falls on me or something, you know, sinks in the middle, and I'm not going to touch this because I don't want sinking in the middle. But it looks awesome. It just really rose high. Wow. Those that aren't in here, they're missing a treat to seeing what the bread looks like. I was anxious for it to get done so I could show it to you. I mean, look at it. Oh, this ought to be good bread, you know. I like making my own bread, and when I saw this on Pinterest, I thought, carrot bread? How hard can that be to make? And I thought, no, it's not hard at all. It looks awesome. It looks very appetizing. It really does, with bananas and all that in it. You'll have to go on my vegan pages, or go back and watch the replay, and I'll give you the recipe, because my iPad's short on battery and it's almost dead. I've got to charge it up so I can post it on my vegan page. But anyway, it looks really, really good. It is awesome. I'm sure it's going to taste good too. Yeah, I don't have any vegan cream cheese, but I do have vegan butter. I use the Earth Balance. I love the Earth Balance. I buy a lot of that because it's real good. However, it is expensive. But I do like that because I like to take a slice of bread like this and put butter on it and just eat it. It's so good. But this is awesome. It really, really, it does, doesn't it? With carrots in it. 3/4 cup of carrots. It's got bananas in it too. A couple of bananas. You got your basically, you know, your baking soda and baking powder, which those are non-aluminum now, but they do real good. It's amazing how fast that rose. And when this started filling the pan up, I thought, boy, this is going to rise high, and it did. I'm loving this oven. This is really good. I don't care if my other one ever gets fixed because I love this so much because I'm so used to it. It does a good job of baking. Oh, you know, and the thing I made the other day, I wasn't sure that with my 12-inch skillet would, all I put baking powder and baking soda in it, Linda. They're non-aluminum, but they're baking. I got them off of Amazon, and I put that in there. And it filled the pan up quite a bit when the batter was really thick, and it was a thick batter, and it almost filled it up to the top almost. Anyway, what I made the other day, you know, I put it in the 10-inch skillet, and I was wondering if the 12-inch skillet, the Pampered Chef 12-inch skillet, would fit in here. I tried it after I got off of here. Of course, this was cooled down. I waited until it got completely cooled down. I put my 12-inch skillet in there. Works perfectly. So now you know, Erlene, you can put your 12-inch skillet in here, the one that matches the set, and it'll work fine. There's plenty of room. I wasn't sure it would fit because this is actually bigger in there than it really looks. But the 12-inch skillet is big too, and I thought, well, this is going to stick out, but it doesn't. It fits fine. So I know now that I can use my 12-inch skillet because I'm finding recipes that you make in the skillet and then you put them in the oven. Because with the Pampered Chef skillets, yeah, it is. It is because you find anything that goes in the skillet and then the oven, you can put it in your 12-inch. Because with the Pampered Chef skillets, that they can fit in the oven. However, you have to take the handles off because they're not oven friendly. But you can put them in there. You can bake in them. And that's awesome because that's what I like to do. Because that frittata, it's gone now, but it was really good. Because I put it in a 10-inch skillet. And I should have used my 12, but it gave me a little bit more room. But I wasn't sure because I had never tested out the 12-inch skillet. I should have before I did a Periscope that day to see if it would work. But I didn't think about it till afterwards, but at least I know now it does work. It will go in there. So those that want to use a 12-inch skillet in an oven like this, you could do that. But I'm glad that I was able to try it anyway. But I love looking for recipes and finding new things to make. And this is definitely brand new. Never made it before. I've never tasted it before, let alone try it, made it. So, I thought, carrot bread, how good can that really be? It might absolutely be really delicious. And I hope it's nice and moist. I don't know at this point how moist it is because I can't cut into it yet because it has to cool off completely. But it should be really good. I'm hoping that it'll be really good. And those of you that can see it, look, it really rose. It rose really, really high. I mean, it wouldn't be much more to be way over the top. It came right up to the top as it was. And this is a 9x5 glass bread pan. I love these kind of pans. I love the glass particularly a lot better than I do your ceramic or your non-stick. I love this much better. And I greased it with coconut oil all the way around it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get out, but I like to put coconut oil on it all the way to the top and the bottom. But you have to grease it. I could have used parchment paper, but it didn't say to use any. So I just used the coconut oil. It browned really nice, as you can see. Wow. 350 degrees. So I'm going to have to give this let this cool down. Then I'm going to have to try it and see how it's going to be. I'm going to show this to you one more time because I've got some dishes to do and I want to get those done. But doesn't that, look at that. How does that look to you? Would you guys make this? Would you make it? I'm assuming you probably would. You don't even have to be vegan to like it because it's got all healthy ingredients in it. Your banana and got your carrot. It's even got pecans in it. So that's really going to make it good. It's got 2 cups of pecans. This is going to be an awesome bread. It's almost going to be like a sweet bread more than a bread that you can put butter on it too, whatever, eat it. But you can't, I wouldn't toast it. I just cut it and put butter and stuff on it, But it's be like a sweet bread. But I love making my own breads. They're awesome. They're fun to make. Saves you a lot of money, I'll tell you. You buy the bread in the store, it can get real expensive over time. Hi, good to see you. Welcome. Look at my bread. Doesn't this look awesome? Look at this. Look how it rose. It really rose high. And I cannot give you the ingredients right now because my iPad is about dead. But you'll have to go back and watch the replay as I tell you what the ingredients are there. And I will post it up on my vegan page. Yes. Well, I know it's got carrots in it. It's got 2 bananas in it. It's got 3/4 cup of carrots. You got your, I put cardamom in it instead of cinnamon. You got flour, of course. You got your baking powder and your baking soda. And you got, there's quite a few different ingredients in here, that I can't tell you right now until because the iPad is going dead. Oh, I know, and it smells yummy too. It really smells delicious. It really does. Yeah, it does. It does. This does have maple syrup in it. That's the only sugar that it really has in it. There's no other sugar in it. It's maple syrup. So this is going to be a lot like a sweet bread. Basically, just take it and cut it and put butter on it or whatever. But it smells very, very good. It's not one, like I said, I've ever tried before. Who'd ever thought a carrot bread? I'm thinking, wait a minute. Who'd ever heard of carrot bread? I mean, I've heard of carrot cake, and stuff like that, but not carrot bread. Well, somebody made it on Pinterest and posted it, and I thought I'm going to give it a try. And a lot of people that are trying some of the recipes that I post and I save in Pinterest, they're seeing that, and they're trying some of the ones that I've been saving because they're so good. I've got a lot of boards I've got started and a lot of stuff in there. So I'm not lacking for things to make. I just don't want to remake some of the stuff I made before unless it's been a long time ago, But I wanted to make a bread because I haven't made one in a long time. And this looks absolutely delicious. And I will let you know how it tastes later when I cut into it and I take a taste of it because it's a little hot right now. But with that being said, I think I'm going to go and close this Periscope up so I can get my dishes washed. But I hope you all have a great and marvelous day. And until we meet again, take care, God bless, and bye-bye.